Alright, so while we're waiting for the new trailer for Sparking Zero to drop, I figured we could do a speculation video on what we could get for the next DLC for Kakarot, because of course Season Pass 2 did just wrap up. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The Dbz DLC pack, I think, was really beautiful at the end, you know, in the Goku versus Vegeta fight. But other than that, I wasn't really feeling it. That might just be me, but I feel like there was a lot of untapped potential, specifically with the Dbz DLC pack. But really, with Season Pass 2 as a whole, they weren't really hype. Like, all the DLC packs, they were nice for what they were working with, but we had Bardock, we had, obviously, the Goku versus Piccolo fight, and then the Dbz DLC pack, which all that, it's nice, but it's not really what we want. I mean, considering it was something we didn't necessarily want, and we still got it, it was good, but I mean, I'm not trying to sound like your typical Dragon Ball fan here, but, you know, we want the cool transformations. We want the newer stuff, like, you know, Dragon Ball Super content. So, in this video, I figured we could speculate a little on what some of the Dragon Ball Super themed content DLCs we could get for Season Pass 3. So, with all that said, let's go and get right into it. Obviously, the Universe 6 tournament, you know, that would probably be the first DLC pack. And this is all speculation, by the way. I just want to clarify again. None of this is based off of any information. The only reason I think it's probably, keyword probably, we don't know for sure, probably going to be the continuation for where they left off on Super, is just because that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants more Super stuff because that's the newer content, I guess, and that's where we can get the most amount of new transformations that could be carried over just into the base game. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but, I mean, outside of like a move or two, were there anything that was really carried over into the base game from the DLC packs in Season 2? I don't really think, because of course in Season 1 we had Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue for both Goku and Vegeta. We had a lot of new moves for both of those transformations. And then there was Super Saiyan 2 Trunks and a couple new moves during that DLC pack. But I know there wasn't any new transformations introduced in Season Pass 2. There might have been a couple moves, but just nothing really crazy exciting that carried over into the base game. So now with Dragon Ball Super content coming up, and the Universe 6 tournament specifically, which I would assume is what they would go into, because again, that's kind of where they left off. Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken, Goku. Makes the most amount of sense that we would get that. It would be really cool in the game. We already have Kaioken, we already have Super Saiyan Blue. Why not put them together? I don't really know how that would work as a transformation if you would lose health, because that's what you do with Kaioken, but then with Super Saiyan Blue, you don't. So they'd find some way to make that work, but other than Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, there is a lot of other things we could see introduced in terms of characters. I don't know if they would be playable. They might just be enemies, kind of like how Beerus and Whis technically were introduced because they're in the game, but, you know, they're enemies in the Season Pass 1 DLC packs. So I think, you know, Frost, Kaba, Hit, maybe even Champa. Maybe, like, you could start the DLC pack off playing as Beerus and you fight Champa, because I'm pretty sure they do fight for a little, at least at some point in the Universe 6 tournament. So, or at least in the Universe 6 tournament arc, not obviously in the tournament itself. So there's a lot they could do there. Like I said, new transformations would be Blue Kaioken and then Blue Kaioken times 10. I think those would be the only two new transformations, but having both of those would be really cool and would obviously make the game a little bit more enjoyable, at least in the base game, and feel a little bit more fresh, because we haven't really had a new transformation since, I guess, DLC Pack 2, right, with Super Saiyan Blue. Now, there have been new transformations for certain characters, like I said, Super Saiyan 2 for Future Trunks, but that's not a new transformation. That's just something new for Trunks specifically. But anyway, after the Universe 6 arc, obviously, Goku Black arc, I feel like that would be really exciting, specifically because we're going to get a lot of new stuff with that. If you want to skip the Universe 6 tournament, you could technically just go straight to the Goku Black arc, and other than maybe like the characters, we would have the same content, because Goku does Kaioken Blue in the Goku Black arc, or the Future Trunks arc, whatever you really want to call that. So they could just introduce that transformation in that DLC pack, and then also, you know, Blue Vegito, Rose Goku Black, Zamasu, Fuse Zamasu, and then I guess that would be it. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, obviously, Rage Trunks. We'd get that transformation for him. Maybe like a couple new Sword of Hope moves. I guess like a Spirit Bomb kind of similar thing. I don't even really know what that was, honestly. Sword of Hope was such a random ass pull. I don't know how they'd make it work, but they definitely would, you know. Goku Black DLC pack could be really good. I would assume they wouldn't go into the manga stuff. So no Super Saiyan Goku Black. Oh yeah, like no Hakai Blue Goku, so Goku wouldn't learn Hakai. Just because none of the games really do that, so they would just stick with, again, you know, Vegito Blue, maybe Kaioken Blue Goku if they don't already have that introduced, Rage Trunks, and then those would pretty much be the only new things that we would get to play as. But then, obviously, you know, as enemies, there would be like Goku Black, Rose Goku Black, Zamasu, and then Fused Zamasu, which all would be really cool. I foresee a lot of exciting things, specifically with Blue Vegito, just because we already have Vegito in the game. So, like, getting new moves for him, I think is highly likely, just because, obviously, they'd want to keep it a little bit fresh, so we'd get, like, Final Kamehameha, which we don't actually have in the game right now, and then just a lot of new cool things with Vegito. So that specifically, I'm definitely looking forward to. You know, you're probably seeing gameplay on the screen right now. Like, Blue Vegito would already work in the game, because they're, like I said, with Kaioken and then Super Saiyan Blue, they're both in the game, so it would make sense we get it. Same thing with Vegito. We have him in the game, and then we have the Blue transformation. So, definitely something that I could see us getting. It would be very easy for them just to, you know, design a couple new moves and give Vegito Super Saiyan Blue. So, I could absolutely see that up and coming for Season Pass 3. And then after that, obviously, Tournament of Power. Now, this is under the impression we're not going to get any, like, filler DLC packs, I guess, because I guess there is technically a chance maybe they would throw in, like, you know, the copy Vegeta thing as a DLC. I really don't think that would work, and that would be stretching it. But look what they did for Season Pass 2. Like, the End of Z DLC pack, that should not have been a DLC pack, but they managed to stretch it. So I'm not necessarily putting it past them for them to do something like that. But I don't think that's likely. I think what's going to happen is, of course, Universe 6 tournament, Goku Black arc, and then Tournament of Power, if they're going to stick with the Dragon Ball Super theme. They could go back and forth, maybe give us Universe 6 tournament, go to GT, maybe give us a little something after that. But in terms of the anime for Dragon Ball Super, it would be really consistent, and it would just fit perfectly if we got Universe 6 tournament, Goku Black arc, and then obviously Universe Survival Saga. Now, there are the movies as well. You got Dragon Ball Super Broly, and then Super Superhero. I think they're going to save that for a little bit later. I just feel like that would make the most amount of sense to just go into the Dragon Ball Super anime for this season pass. But we'll do other videos talking about, you know, what if it's going to be GT, what if it's going to be movies themed. But again, that's for a future video. So, Universe Survival Saga. I mean, do I even need to say it? You know, we got Blue Evolution, we got Ultra Instinct Sign, we got MUI, also Kaioken times 20. With obviously Super Saiyan Blue. For the enemies, we would get like Kefla, Caulifla, Kale. We wouldn't really need Kaba as an enemy. We could get Hit maybe, or we could get Hit as like a playable character, kind of like how they handled Tien in the World Tournament DLC pack, where he wasn't a playable character beforehand, but then, you know, he already had like a character model moveset, so they just threw him in there. So if we get the Universe 6 tournament for the first DLC pack, they can literally just carry everything over and just make him playable in the Tournament of Power arc. So I think that would be cool. Obviously, Jiren, you know, a lot of the Pride Troopers, Topo has got a Destruction form, Dispo, Super Light Speed mode. And then, I mean, yeah, really, Universe 6, Universe 11, and Universe 7, those were the big contenders in the Tournament of Power. If you want to throw in, like, Annie Laza, if you want to throw in Ribrianne, you could. I don't think it's really necessary, especially because these Kakarot DLC packs aren't massive. Like, they can get long. I know the future DLC pack, that was a lot, but the Tournament of Power has a lot of stuff in it, a lot of new characters, a lot of new transformations, a lot of, you know, storylines, all that, because it's literally a battle royale, so there's so much going on. So I don't know if we're going to get, like, even that much from this arc. I think just the essentials of what we need, like I said, Ultra Instinct Goku, Evolution Blue Vegeta, and mainly just a lot of the characters from Universe 6, 7, and 11, that's probably what we're going to see from a Tournament of Power DLC pack. But regardless, could be really exciting. I'm going to be real with you, and I think a lot of you probably agree with me. Those transformations is all I want, man. That Ultra Instinct transformation, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, Super Saiyan Rage, you know, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, all those things, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So as long as we get those things, and they don't change the story up too much, because, again, from the first two DLC packs, we know they don't mind changing the story, then I'm going to be fine. So I guess that pretty much has been the video. Let me know what Dragon Ball Super content you're looking forward to coming to Kakarot the most, or what you would hope that would come to Kakarot the most. And yeah, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.